So, welcome to After the Previews Reacts on the road. Usually we're set up with the podcast in-home studio, looking a little bit better than this. But this is a special occasion. My name's Garrett, at Garrett on Twitter, YOGRRTT, and I just got out of the fucking theater, and I just saw fucking Logan, and I'm cussing so much because this movie was the first time that we actually saw Wolverine in true Wolverine fashion as the rated R character that we know and love, but literally taken to the most nth degree. Kyle, my usual cohort, if you will, on this channel on YouTube, After the Previous Podcast as well. He's the main ship holder. He holds the fort down. He did not see this movie with me yet, so I will hold off as calling this a review. I am purely going to talk about the end. So if you have not seen this, look out for that review. But if you have seen Logan, the new movie that just hit theaters, let's fucking get down. Oh, and if you haven't, please look out for the review as well. But why don't you go see Logan, because it's a fucking wonderful movie. It blew my freaking mind. That's why I am doing this on the go, because I could not wait to talk about it, because I have so many emotions, and it was a little bit of a drive, so I figured why not take the time to actually bring the source of news to y'all. So that is what I'm doing. But yeah, if you haven't seen Logan, bookmark this, and I'll be here. I'll be here right here at this URL. Don't you worry. Don't you fucking worry. But let's get into the good shit. The ending of Logan. I'm going straight into it. Logan. I'm gonna call him Logan, but it's Wolverine. Wolverine is dead. He died. And the way that James Mangold, who I apologize, James Mangold, I didn't think necessarily the problem with the Wolverine, which was his previous film about the same character, Logan. I didn't think that was as powerful as it should have been, but I don't know if that was really in the directing, more so as like maybe producer / studio meddling or writing. But I would have to rewatch that movie, because I just know that it does have a jarring way to tie together the second to third act, especially. But there is some jarring moments in that film that I can pull out, especially with the Serpent Lady. Like, that didn't need to be there. It kind of reminded me of like when Pepper Potts kind of went superhero Hulk, like not Hulk, but she just like turned into like, I don't know, I forget that Starfire from fucking Teen Titans at the end of Iron Man 3. It was just like, that didn't need to be there, but they didn't throw any of this shit in this movie, Logan. There was a pure character arc between Logan and X-23, who, reminder, this is a spoiler, so you already knew the ending, so I'm going to go into the other meats of the details. Is X-23 is his daughter, and they like kind of dance around it. It's not like he like procreated her officially, but the whole I'm spacing on the fucking it's like InGen or something like that, Genix or whatever the fucking company is that made Logan the way that he is, started manufacturing mutants of their own, and as a result they went at the end of I guess in X-Men Apocalypse, they take his serum, and that eventually does play into it. So even though that did kind of feel like the best part of the movie, but X-Men Apocalypse, I'm saying, but it now kind of adds some credence to that scene, so it isn't as like out of place, I guess. So that's kind of cool. I didn't need that payoff, but at least we got some of it to where they don't, like, Fox is often criticized for the idea that they don't have a full-out plan, such as Marvel Studios proper does. But in this movie, you do see ties and hints, and they bring back the bullet of adamantium bullet. They even show his World War I like soldier tags from. So they do even throw some stuff from X-Men Origins, if I'm not mistaken. But that's not the main thing. Is that you do see X-23 in a proper sense now, but it's literally derived from Logan, much like the comics. But they straight up call her his daughter, and like, there is this like rejection that Logan throws out there. And apologize for the lighting, I'm driving, and dark roads, can't do shit about it, but I need to tell you all this, so it's an audio medium, I guess. What up? I just got a sick tan halfway through this reaction. That's what just went down. But what I do want to point out is that the idea of Logan not being a person, a father figure, because he rejects all love, because he outlives all love that he could ever feel, or all emotions. And you know, Charles is there in this movie, as you guys know through the marketing, and Professor X, fucking A, Patrick Stewart, bringing out the tears out of me multiple times in this film. And just to see this father and daughter relationship blossom from in a 2-hour film in the way that it does is just fantastic. And I don't think that anyone really understands how well James Mangold handled this material and handled the idea of making this not only Patrick Stewart's last outing, but, you know, Hugh Jackman's last outing. And we know that at least in the year 2029 or whatever, 2027, whatever they say that this year this movie takes place, we know that that is where Hugh Jackman, as a proper Wolverine character that we have known him to do for the past like 17, 18 years, we know that that is the point in time in this X-Men timeline that does not, like, that's where his character ends, because he does die at the end of this. And like, despite there being a lot of, you know, there's a lot to go off of, they do name drop a lot of people, like a lot of X-Men lore buzzwords, such as, you know, New Mutants and just various shit like that, and like Eden, and like just cool ass shit. Because when you find out that X-23, Logan's daughter, her name's Laura in the movie, she's not the only one. She isn't. She's a part of multiple experiments. And you even see like so there's like a tribe of these kids, and they all have these powers. There's electric powers, there's like Emma Frost's version, so like that's like not even in the X-Men, I forget what her name is, but she has like ice powers. There's a sick scene where she like frost breaths this guy's arm and then shatters the arm, and it's like, I literally fist pumped in the theater when I saw that. It was one of the best parts of the movie, and it was just a throwaway scene because there's so much action. It's full rated R. You cannot underestimate the idea of giving this movie a rated R. They knew from the fucking start. They said it from the start, but it's so apparent that it's beautiful. And from the fucking instead of doing a post-credit scene, they do a pre-movie scene where they start the movie off with the Fox lighting, if I'm not mistaken, and then it starts off with a whole little Deadpool bit, and it's almost like a fucking Pixar short debuting before the Pixar movie, and it just adds, like, it sets the tone, but it's such a different tone. And while like I was laughing a lot more at the beginning of Logan, there is funny parts, so it's not just pure darkness and there is no daisies and sunshine, because there is. But I feel like that whole tone piece was such a good juxtaposition, and like such you see Ryan Reynolds' ass, he's like trying to change in a phone booth. Deadpool is in this movie, but he's not in this movie. It was the best way to be like, if we're gonna put Deadpool in this movie, this is how we're gonna do it. And you know, hats off to them, because they could have thrown a lot more dick jokes and a lot more fourth wall breaking and just more Deadpoolisms, and it was just the perfect little like vignette to get the X-Men universe back in your forefront of your mind, back in the forefront of your mind, and be like, hell yes, I'm about to watch Logan and I'm about to get down. And thank you, Ryan Reynolds, for that. The fucking part of the camp, you actually see at the end that one of the kids has magnetic powers. So he controls metal, so you know that he was at one point Magneto got boom. So looking forward, you have these group of people after Logan dies. The whole point is that he's trying to get these camp of people like to safety. He knows that their only hope is really just to get away, and these people are chasing them. That's not important. We'll talk about that in the review. But just for an ending analysis, you see these group of young mutants in a world where mutants aren't even supposed to exist, aren't even supposed to be prospering, and they did it. They got it, but it was at the cost of Professor X's and life, as well as Logan's life. And both of those scenes are some of the most resonating things I've ever felt as far as superhero genres, but just in film period. 2017 is at the bar has been fucking set for best movie that I've seen as far as great films, and I didn't believe that this movie could even be in an Oscar talk, and maybe because that just happened last week, so we have a long fucking year ahead of us. But holy shit, man, the direction, the cinematography, just the way this movie is written too. They could have done so much, and they tied together so much, and they set up so much. And looking at Josh Boone, I think that's his name. He's the guy who's in charge of The Fault of Our Stars. He directed that. He's also working on New Mutants. So looking forward, even though the casting that we have heard is not the casting of any of these characters that we just saw, the kids going on, they did refer to them as the New Mutants because they literally were a new class of people. And like, this whole time, like, Charles is like fighting with Logan because Charles is going crazy and Logan wants him to die so he can die. And like, there's a lot in there, and I will get into it in the review, so please look forward to that. But looking forward, man, holy shit. Like, I talk shit on the Fox movies, but this is the best superhero movie I've seen since, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm gonna throw out a buzzword, but it's better than The Dark Knight. And like, you gotta trust me, guys. Go see this movie. And like, I'm so happy that I was in that theater. I saw it in RPX. It was worth the money. So if you can't see it in a premium theater within your whole theater, Cinepolis or whatever, go do that, because that shit is wow. Wow, wow, wow. The amount of times people get claws through their head. After the previews, this has been a reaction. Please subscribe. Let us know what you think. Look out for our Logan review. That's the only way you're going to know, is if you subscribe. And we have our past podcast up, and our Oscars talks. We talked over the whole Oscars. It's like a 5-hour video. If you do want to rewatch the Oscars for some reason, we do have commentary for you. Look forward to next week's podcast, because Kyle will have seen Logan by then. And look out for our official review, like I've said about 7 times. Thank you so much for joining us. Follow me on Twitter at Yogurt, YOGRRTT. And I apologize for the poor lighting and poor audio. We have mics. We're not just shooting podcasts on camera iPhones. What's up? Peace.